Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely incredible from our source text, the concept of being mingled with the Holy Spirit. If you've ever felt like you're just, scraping by, hoping for just a tiny little sprinkle of divine help to get through a tough Tuesday, well, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to this. We are talking about a literal paradigm shift here. We're moving away from seeing God as some external helper and realizing he is an internal, completely unified reality within us. So let's just jump right in. So, ask yourself, is the Holy Spirit just a guest living somewhere inside of you? It's super common to feel like we're just trudging through life all alone, right? Only calling out for a lifeline when we absolutely hit a brick wall. And because of that, we kind of unintentionally reduce the Holy Spirit to just a separate entity, like a really quiet house guest or a roommate just chilling in the corner of our inner being, waiting to be called on. But as we'll see, the source material pushes back pretty hard against that whole mindset. Section 1. The Myth of Separation. Okay, we need to immediately clear up a really common, but honestly fundamentally flawed, misconception. The traditional view paints this picture of two completely separate spirits, kind of like two distinct people sharing a house, but staying in their own totally different rooms. But the reality presented in the text is just radically different. It's one, mingled, united spirit. The Holy Spirit didn't come to just be your neighbor or stay next to your spirit as a separate resident. No, he came to completely unite with it into one single, totally inseparable reality. Moving on to Section 2, mingled as one spirit. The text actually roots this whole concept in 1 Corinthians 6:17. He that is joined under the Lord is one spirit. Now, what's really fascinating here is that specific word, joined. This is the pivotal verse that really anchors our entire understanding. It directly reveals that you aren't just loosely connected to the Holy Spirit, like a trailer hitched to the back of a truck. You are entirely united. It explicitly says you are one spirit, not two spirits walking side by side in perfect harmony, just one. And to be mingled means you are just connected or side by side. You are completely blended and united as one spirit. You are inextricably mingled with him. So what does that actually mean? It means there aren't two spirits operating inside you, taking turns at the steering wheel. There's literally only one. And honestly, this perfectly explains the reality of your totally new divine nature. Section 3. Living the divine nature. So how does this actually look in the real world? Well, when you act, when you speak, or when you literally reach out your hand, the source makes this absolutely fascinating and bold assertion. It is not just you doing it. Because you're mingled, your hand and the Holy Spirit's hand are functioning together as one single hand. When you speak words of comfort or take a brave step at your job, that is the divine nature expressing itself right through your physical body. You aren't acting for God. God is acting with and through you, as one. Now, this should bring a massive sense of emotional relief. God and you are one, period. So many of us exhaust ourselves, right? Trying to work up the perfect emotions or say the exact right prayers or create the perfect atmosphere just to get God to be with us. But the text is emphatic here. You don't have to strive for his presence. He is always present within you, regardless of your momentary feelings or your changing moods, simply because you cannot be unmingled. The union is completely permanent. Section 4. Our source of sufficiency. Think about it. If we are truly, permanently one with the Creator, what does that mean for our human limitations? Well, the answer is right here in 2 Corinthians 3:5 from the Amplified Translation. Not that we are sufficient of ourselves, but our power, ability, and sufficiency come from God. I mean, wow. That takes the pressure completely off your shoulders. It proves that our power, our ability to get things done, and our ultimate satisfaction in life, they do not come from our own limited human efforts or all our striving. They come entirely from the God we are mingled with. And because of that, the source draws an incredibly bold conclusion. Failure is impossible. Let me say that again. Failure is impossible. Your life is just the outward manifestation of his life inside you. Because you are perfectly mingled with him, you are absolutely limitless in him. If your daily life is literally an outward expression of his perfect life, then absolute failure in any area becomes, totally impossible. You aren't operating from a place of human striving anymore. You're operating from a place of guaranteed divine victory. Supported by scriptures in the text like Galatians 2:20 and 1 John 4:4, our daily confession should absolutely be grounded in profound gratitude. We've got to wake up recognizing that we are never alone. We are walking fully in his divine wisdom and power, and our lives are a literal, physical expression of God's grace. Constantly reminding yourself of these truths, That's what sets the trajectory for a life lived in complete supernatural confidence. So let me leave you with this final provocative thought to reflect on today. Will you consciously walk in this divine union today? It's one thing to mentally understand the concept of being mingled with the Holy Spirit, but it is an entirely different thing to step out your front door actively aware of it, knowing that you are fully, inseparably mingled with the Creator. How are you going to consciously operate in that divine power today? I really want you to think about that as you go about your day. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.